Hey everybody, welcome back to Majestic Collectibles. So I wanted to talk about Facebook eBay mashup. I've been keeping an eye on this. There's not a lot of information available. I think about maybe a week or so ago, probably 2 weeks by the time you're seeing this, eBay had a little blurb about how they're going to be letting certain sellers put certain select items, choose them to put on Facebook Marketplace, right? So I hadn't seen much activity. That's the last I heard. And then just yesterday, from filming this, so, probably 4 or 5 days before you're seeing this. Anyway, I just saw, for the first time ever, I saw an eBay ad on Facebook. And I thought, well, that's really cool. Now, to give you a little bit of background, I'm not a big Facebook guy. I have a business page and a personal page. And if I'm on the personal page, I can get to Facebook Marketplace, but I can't if I'm on the business page. At least not right now. There may be a way to do it. You may have to pay to become verified. Maybe it lets you do that then. I don't know how that works. I'm not super involved in it. But I did see it. I was correct a couple of months ago. I talked about it just a little bit, and I said this is probably going to be like a banner ad of some type, and it was. And it wasn't at the top of the page. It was about 3 rows down. From the marketplace listings. So it was between the boxes, and they snuck in a horizontal banner. Really nice, really looks slick. I thought it was a good looking banner ad. Made it clear it was eBay, so there's there's no doubt, I guess, if you clicked on it, what was going to happen. It was going to go to eBay. So that was really cool. Now, something interesting is what it gave me for suggestions. And I had to think about this a little bit, so I think I've got it figured out. I'm not 100% sure. So it gave me a bunch of G.I. Joe vehicles, new ones in the box. Well, for the last week or so, I've been listing vintage 1980s G.I. Joe vehicles. And when I do that, I click on other listings, completed and also active, because they have so many moving parts. I want to see if there's any parts missing. I want to kind of see what the going rate is. So I do look at quite a few active and completed listings when I'm listing that type of material. And I'm pretty sure that must have been where eBay got their suggestions from, as far as what to show me, because there was 6, I believe it was 6 boxes. You could scroll sideways, and then what they did at the end is you could click on it to see more. It was an eBay link. Well, they're all eBay links, but I mean at the end you just said to see more like this, click here. And every single suggestion was a modern G.I. Joe vehicle. So it wasn't quite the same as what I was listing. In fact, it was, 30 years newer in most cases, or pretty close to it. So that was interesting. That was interesting on a couple levels. One, if I'm listing vintage stuff, probably not going to be interested in the new stuff, right? Because I didn't click on anything like that when I was looking to list my vintage pieces. So, but they somehow extrapolated that and then sent me new listings for new items. So, even if I was into that as a collector, I'm not sure that was quite right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure the interest level would have been there necessarily, because when you're talking 20 some years apart for a collector, that's quite a ways. But I saw it. And I know this thing's still in beta, so don't misunderstand. They're still working the kinks out on this whole, eBay ad on Facebook Marketplace thing. So I'm sure that's going to continue, and I would guess at a fairly slow pace. We don't know what items, they're going to allow on there. They only said certain items and certain dealers, so I'm assuming your top-rated dealers. And then, maybe based on what I saw, it's only new in the box stuff and not vintage. I don't know. But that was pretty safe stuff to list, right? as far as customer satisfaction goes. Not as much can go wrong with it when it's basically a brand new piece. So maybe that's part of it. They haven't really given us any hints. I have not been invited. I've been invited to other eBay forums or feedbacks or something like that, and actually they've been a lot of fun. I enjoy doing that, but as of yet they have not sent me anything regarding the Facebook Marketplace ads. If they do, I'll let you know. Now I want to comment because I'm still very, very lukewarm at best on this mashup, and I know that's probably not the most popular opinion out there. Everybody thinks this is a slam dunk, and you know what? It's just not, guys. It's just not a slam dunk. I think Facebook has a real advantage in this situation, because if you think for a second Facebook isn't going to watch this data from eBay and decide, hey, instead of charging 20% to sell, maybe we can charge 5% and we'll pick up this business, because Meta is more than capable of doing this. They're a real tech company, and whether you like them or hate them, their tech generally works pretty darn well. I've had a lot of success locally with my local page, Facebook page, about doing shows, buying and selling collectibles, things like that. So I think Facebook has a real opportunity to basically eat eBay's lunch, and eBay's got to know this. I don't like the way eBay's running their stuff, but they're not that dumb. So I don't know how this is going to pan out, because I'll tell you what, Facebook doesn't want millions and millions of eBay listings just flat out dumped on their marketplace willy-nilly. There's got to be some organization to it. And eBay doesn't want that either, because why sell on eBay if I can put it on Facebook Marketplace for little or no cost, especially talking your final value fees. Now there are some shortcomings for Marketplace, obviously, seller protections, buyer protections, international shipping, managed payments. But Meta's more than capable of solving every one of those, maybe not all at once, but I would bet they could solve them pretty quick and do it right. So eBay, I think, has to be really, really, really careful. You need to understand that eBay is run like a mobile game. Okay, they run it like Candy Crush, where it is set up to give you a little bit of success in the beginning, and then higher up it's a little more challenging, and then if you really want to have fun, then you got to pay. Then it's completely pay to play, pay to win on eBay. So it's just run like a giant mobile game like Candy Crush, and they've got this Hunger Games ecosystem where everybody gets to a certain level and you got to pay, and then it jams everything up kind of in this knot or this ball. Everybody's kind of in the same place, not wanting to go backwards. Not able to move forwards because it's too expensive, because you just got to keep paying more. And so something's going to have to give there. And so, I got to be honest with you. I was just on Meta now. I've never really listed items for sale on my business page. You have to get verified, which makes sense. For fraud protection and things. So you have to get verified with Meta, and it's I think the opening tier is $12 a month, and then the next tier is $36 a month. It's actually not super expensive, but they help you with branding. I'm assuming they're gonna, they're really trying to drive it more to your brick and mortar or retail store. So I just set up for a 7-day ad. Something they were running, and I kind of focused on the antique mall booth. So it's only going to run locally. If you're local, you might see it. I honestly don't know, because I did not spend, spend $900 and drive people into your store. I think I put like a 10 or 15 $20 budget for the week. I don't know. So yeah, I'm not really jumping in with both feet, but I thought, I'm going to try this out because I think there's an opportunity here. If eBay's getting more involved with Facebook Marketplace, honestly, maybe I should too, right? It's worked for me, when I put shows on my Majestic page, when I'm going to flea markets. If I've got a collection in, I add new stuff to my booth at the Antique Mall. I post all that, and it seems to do really well, gets lots of good attention. I'm kind of thinking here, especially if you saw that last sales drop video I did for the sales decline in 2024 and the fees that were involved. I'm thinking, what? Maybe my sales aren't going to be as high, but I guarantee you my fees aren't going to be, what was it, 28? I can't remember. I don't have it in front of me. It was over $20,000 in fees. And, I don't see that happening on Meta or Facebook. And I don't think they're going to do that if they get involved in this. They're a huge company. I think they understand that, you charge a reasonable rate and you don't get this Hunger Games mobile game kind of ecosystem going with your customers. They could probably pick up quite a chunk of change here. And so, oh, pardon me. And so the risk to eBay, I think there is some. It would not surprise me at all if this thing got rolling a little bit and then all of a sudden the plug gets pulled. And they say, well, it just wasn't good value for our customers, or it wasn't good value for a good fit. Whatever it is, I don't know. I'm just speculating here, but it would not shock me where eBay is concerned that they're going to kind of lose control of this a little bit. And there's enough anger out there towards eBay, especially on the seller side. I'm really curious. I really am. I could see a big shift coming, and I don't think it would take a huge push for sellers, especially long-time sellers, that have been playing in the Hunger Games ecosystem and the pay-to-win and the pay-to-play thing, to move over and try something else. It's not like Mercari. I don't see that happening where I can take all my listings from eBay and then you just go and go plop, right, and you can just dump them into Mercari kind of all at once. I don't see that necessarily happening with Facebook. I think they're going to be a lot more organized with their marketplace and their business side of things. I think, whoever does it, whatever format it is, you're going to have to be verified. Makes sense. I don't think that's going to be a big hang-up for people. And honestly, Facebook Marketplace is in a really interesting position business-wise because they can take a chunk out of eBay's sales, a big chunk, but they could also do a lot of damage to, I think, Mercari. I think even like a Poshmark, even an Etsy. I think if Meta really, really sat down and wanted to do an online marketplace, not necessarily an auction marketplace. I don't know if they do that or not, but just the setup, store kind of setup, selling individual items at a certain price. Boy, I tell you what, Facebook, if they really put their mind to it, they could do some damage. And with all the controversy, going in front of the Senate committees and monopolistic and all this, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be something they think they can get away with, or maybe it will work in their favor and they can diversify into that. There's so many moving parts on this. But overall, I still am not seeing a massive boost in sales, especially for vendors like me that deal with a lot of vintage stuff, reseller stuff. If the first banner I saw is any indication, they want new in the box, they want recent stuff, all very large sellers. Way several times larger than me. And so, if that's the route they're going to go, which is, I guess I would call them corporate selling or listing, they're going to have the budget, because it may be free to start. Let's face it, it's going to have an extra cost. If eBay's going to do this and they're going to hook up with Facebook in some way, shape, or form, we're paying for it as sellers. We're going to foot that bill somehow. So I would expect, once everything gets sussed out and everything gets rolling, they figure out all the little details. Then I'm thinking there's going to be a percentage involved for anybody that wants to do it. You can list, they'll tell you what items you can list, which I'm guessing for me is not going to be much, because from what I've seen, I deal so much with used stuff. But I'm guessing there's going to be an extra fee. How that's going to look, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to charge per piece. My guess is they like percentages, so they're going to charge a percentage when it sells. Add on to the an extra final value fee of some type to pay for it. So this is not a slam dunk. And again, I am not overly excited on the eBay side anyway, because if they do get it going, I still think they're just going to slap another percentage or a charge in. And I think it's only going to, right now the way it's set up, it's only going to help a very few select sellers and a pretty narrow range of product. So in that light, is that going to be an earth-shattering, paradigm-shifting, situation for most sellers? No, I don't think it is. We'll have to wait and see how this susses out. I am rooting for them. Guys, I've said this all along. I want eBay to work. I want this to succeed. I need this to succeed. It's not, I'm diversified, so I don't sell like 90% of my stuff on eBay. But I've always said I would like to do that, especially, at my age. I'd like to give up the shows and the traveling and the physical nature and, just that type of thing on it, and simplify and streamline. And I can't do that. Not the state that eBay's in now. It would make no sense. I mean, it just would make no sense whatsoever. So I am rooting, for eBay, but it's kind of, man, it's kind of like rooting for the Vikings to win the Super Bowl right now. And I've been a lifelong Vikings fan. And I'm telling you, man, you get so close, you get tantalized. They tease you. You think you got something going, and then right at the end. And that's kind of the way it's been with eBay, man. It just, they have so much potential, and they just don't seem to understand how to tap that, how to make that work. They just kind of wrapped up in this mobile games style of business plan, and I think it's run out of gas. I think they've lost market share. They're certainly losing customers. They just are going to have to do something different. It's going to have to be a lot different, and it's going to have to be fairly soon, I think, especially in a weakening economy. Trying to grow is going to be really, really, really tough. So at this point, I think you're looking at retention, right? Just keeping your market share, keeping your customer base, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. And I don't see the Facebook Marketplace situation solving that problem. I just think there's too many fundamental issues with their business operations and the way they've got it designed, that the Facebook is likely to cause them more problems than it is solutions. So we'll see if I see any more ads, I hear any more updates. I'll let you know. I think this is going to be spoon-fed to us over a very long time. Probably 18 to 24 months would not surprise me at all. Certainly they'll have to up their game a little bit, I think, prior to fourth quarter of this year, prior to the holiday sales season. So I'm guessing that's probably their focus right now, is trying to get this in a position that, it'll be at least mostly operational, where they can ramp up the scale to it for the fourth quarter. And then depending how that goes, we'll see if they ramp it up even further, let more items in, more sellers in. Whatever it is, we'll just have to wait and see on that. So that's it for now. Check out our other videos and podcasts, and thanks for watching, guys.